Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of a StarCraft Brood War Remaster. Today on Neo Sylphid, it's going to be Sharp versus Snow. Top side, going to be our blue Terran. It is Sharp. And in the bottom right side, a yellow Protoss looking very nice today. It's going to be Snow. And there are so many people watching that Suxury has to lift off his command center, kill SCVs, and hide the command center. So who's watching today? It's going to be Barracks, it's going to be Ample, it's going to be 7411 Hamark, I don't know who that is. Also, Emi Man, I don't know who that is either. So anyway, it's going to be Sharp versus Snow here. Hopefully this is not going to be too distracting, and this is the winner of the Terran SCV Battle Royale. Oh, hiding his shame with the command center. Alright, so hit that like button if you're excited for a PvT on Neo Sylphid today. We're going to see tanks, we're going to see storms maybe, we're going to see reaver drops maybe, we're going to see a lot of zealots and dragoons, that is for sure, and a lot of EMPs. If you like PvT, woof, hope you caught that Artosis PvT that I posted and cast earlier this week. It is epic, it is amazing. I'm not going to tell you anything else other than that if you haven't seen it. If you don't know what I'm talking about, let me know. And I'll put a link in the description and respond to you with a direct link to it, okay? Alrighty then. Alright, so no proxies here on this 3-player map. Gateway, barracks coming up inside the main base. Everything is cool. Everything is fine. Everything is standard so far. I don't really like it when there are this many people watching because this top right little information bar becomes so big. So big. Look. It's covering up all. There it is. Covering up all of the Terran base. Yeah, it just gets in the way. Why are you all watching this stuff? How does it matter? Like, that's another thing. Like, why do we have to know who's watching this while we're watching the game, right? I think that's dumb. Anyway, SCV scouts the correct direction, sees what's what inside the Protoss base. It goes, ah, yes, a cybernetic score. Of course there is. Because again, it's just dangerous to go one gate expand against the Terran, because if they show up with like vultures or tanks or something and all you have are zealots to deal with it, you're gonna die. It's just not a happy situation. And the same thing for the Terran. If they go for a Rax expand, they don't have a factory, then Dragoons show up and you're sad. Although you can get away with it more easily as a Terran, because you can throw down a bunker while you expand and then you make your factory. And then, you know, you can buy some time there. It requires a lot of lost mining time with those SCVs at the front. I'm sure somebody's done the math. But it seems to work out. It really does. Nice mineral walk there, by the way. It seems to work out because enough Pro-Terrans do it that it can't be bad. Right? Yeah. Do you have to pull 4 to 5 SCVs off the line to repair your bunker sometimes? Absolutely. Is it worth it? I mean, I guess so. They keep doing it. Not every time, but enough that it's viable, right? Anywho, got a factory finishing up. Quite nice. We're working on Dragoon range. Also very nice. Is this SCV still scouting? Oh yeah, doing great. Having a wonderful time. It's like, is there a second gate coming down? Is there expansion? What's the future hold for you, Snow? Are you going to try to expand now? Maybe. About 200 minerals in the bank. Yeah, okay. So making an abrupt move over this way. Going to get a mouthful of minerals, maybe? No, just going to sit here. Going to sit here and wait for the 400 minerals required to expand. And then, ta-da! Like magic! A warp gate appears. Dragoon Zealot tries to push up here, but there's a bunker with 4 Marines in it. And, well, there's nothing coming from the factory, which I find interesting. I guess we wanted to expand first and then start producing stuff from the factory. So the factory's built first. Yeah, that's fine. Tank on the way. Love that. And then look at this. Not even... This is so weird. Not even sitting there with the Dragoon and just pinging at the barracks. What are you worried about? Why did Snow go home? You saw a bunker at the front. That indicates that you should be able to sit here and harass it at least a little bit. I mean, that's the thing. You're draining resources off of the Terran when you do it. They have to drain resources to repairing the bunker. And then also lost mining time from the SCVs being off the mineral lines. So this is weird. What are you doing, Snow? This is not how this is supposed to work. And if a tank shows up, you can just go home. Like, sure. Whatever. Like, tank shows up, you can't just sit there pinging the barracks or the bunker forever. I get that, but you had a good minute there where you could have at least been firing on the bunker, and you just chose to go home and sit here instead anyway. I guess maybe worried about vultures going for some kind of a run by. You wanted to be able to defend the homeland from that, but it's just a bad read because there weren't any vultures in production there. Strange. Very strange indeed. The machine shop is still quiet from Sharp, which I find interesting. What's that all about, man? I don't rightly know. I don't know what it is. Templar Archives, neat. Robotics Facility, neat. We're going for Arbiter shenanigans here. Maybe DTs, actually. That's another option here, too. And knock down these eggs. Sure, just to avoid misclicks. Academy for ComSat. Like, everything. All the pieces are coming together here quite nicely for both players. And I would say it's a so far so good scenario. So what's next? This is where Snow gets interesting. Do you go for the Arbiter Tribunal? You go for a Stargate? You go for making DTs? Production tab says DTs. There it is. Okay, so DTs coming out of these gates. There's a shuttle on the way here, too. ComSat really needs to start being produced here, like, now, and there it is. So inside the main base, ComSat. Inside the natural base, honestly, I would also get a ComSat. There it is. Second ComSat coming in. So he's got double scans available. Turrets better in this situation because they're not temporary detection. They are permanent detection as long as they're alive. But engineering bay does not exist yet. We're going for an armory. Yeah, it's going to have to be scanned to deal with these DTs. And I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. Ooh, here we go. Man, it is time. You ever get DT drops on your opponent at 6:30 when you have 2 bases and 33 probes? Probably not. That's hard to do. It's hard to pull off. Hard to get the timings perfect. Hard to get your probe production perfect as well for all this that's required. And your buildings have to come up the exact right time. I mean, it's tough. So here we go. Dark Templar. Doing what Dark Templar do, which is unload. And just go to town. Although, scan available, pick up. Oh, beautiful pickup. So baits the scan out, takes some hits, but keeps both of the DTs alive. Gets out of range of the scan. Oh, there's there's Goliaths out now, though. Okay, so now there's a timer on this from Snow. He really can't be casual at all. And in fact, he's just going to go home. Says there's another ComSat here. There are Goliaths out. Let's keep this shuttle alive and keep these DTs alive. And I agree with that choice, too. Snow's being pretty cautious here. Sometimes overly, I would say, but other times intelligently. So third base getting cleared out by Snow, potentially taking this. It is a minerals only base, which kind of sucks. And there's a spider mine over here, a potential another third base location. This is another third base location we like to see from Protoss, but however, tanks can sit here and take down your Nexus, and it's pretty easy for them to get up this wide ramp and start shelling your Nexus there too. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Protoss goes for this one instead, a little bit safer, and maybe even this one, for the reasons aforementioned. Any sign of a third base? Turret coming up in a third base location, kinda. Like this, DTs, they didn't just go home. They kind of swung around for another attack. Bam! SCV dead, turret dead, another SCV dead. Good. And then back it out. Very patient. Very patient here is Snow, trying to pick apart his Terran opponent before he gets up to a million siege tanks and potentially ruins his day. Arbiter Tribunal coming in, Starport coming in here too. We're going to get those science vessels. We're going to get those arbiters. Man, if you like arbiters and science vessels, I'm going to recommend that Artosis game to you again. Because it was honestly, it was just epic, is what it was. Artosis has a version of it on his channel, but it's the Twitch VOD, so you only get Artosis' perspective from it, and it's been edited down, because it's like an hour and 20-minute game, and it's edited down to like 25 minutes on the YouTube channel. So if you want the whole story, you want everything that happens, get the Falcon Paladin version. It's Artosis versus Hagen is who it is. TVP on Eclipse. Trying to sneak back in. Did you rebuild that turret? No, but the Goliaths are here. Ow. Ow. Get out. Get out of there. DT's. Oh, this is so good. Look at this. Tank down. Tank down. Tank down. Oh, 3 tanks down at this stage of the game. And then 4 tanks down. And then 5. Is that a tank? I don't know if that was a tank or not, but maybe 5 tanks down here. Third base under a lot of pressure. This is great. Our Dragoons dying? Yeah. Our DT's dying? Yeah. But this is how you need to do this. Keep that tank count low, baby. There's another tank dead. And one more swipe. And not even another swipe. Dragoons do it. DT goes down. But that tank count, did that just get reset to 0? No, there's 1. There's a tank inside the main base. 1 tank exists right now. Beautiful. Just absolutely disgustingly well executed by Snow there. The DT harassment's fantastic. The DT engagement at the third base, also fantastic. More Dragoons cruising up here. Third base from Snow is up and running. Again, minerals only, but, you know, if you want to make a lot of zealots, which not really so much now. Snow's like, I killed the tank count. I'm going to make dragoons now. Smart. Beautifully smart. Oh, this third CC dying. Sharp. Sharp. Oh, he can't save it. He can't save it. These guys have no upgrades, but there's enough dragoons to burn it down and kill it before the repair is even attempted there. Barracks dies, which means you need to build another barracks before you can build more factories, which you probably want to do eventually here. So there's your replacement barracks he has to build. Ah, so frustrating. And a new command center he has to build. And yeah, so this is just Snow. Snow being up. Snow being ahead. 54 to 51 total workers. Why is Sockstreet higher on the user list than Snow is? Snow's playing this game. It's 111 to 79 supply in favor of the Protoss, and that's what we're talking about. Protoss needs to out-expand the Terran. Check. Needs to kill tanks. Check. Right, needs to keep the Terran from just sitting back on 3 bases. Yep, check, no 3 bases. And just macroing up a huge tank, Vulture, Goliath army, and then wandering across the map and killing you. All right, everything's good here. Arbiters coming in here too, forcing the Terran to burn more scans. Forcing the Terran to watch out for recalls. I don't think I saw a recall come through the production tab yet, but maybe it did. It's too busy enjoying the DT harassments up this way, y'all. Don't ya know. Observatory out. Obviously, we've had that for a while because spider mines have been a threat. Not a big one. It's not a ton of spider mines out here. But, you know, Vulture's just coming into random bases, throwing down a spider mine. It's cheap. Easy to do. Didn't toss one up at the natural base in this other spawn, though. For some reason. I guess maybe the Protoss is going to take this one first because it's easier to defend. And then they'll take this one, and then they'll try to defend this wider ramp. Or this wider gap, rather. Getting stasis, nice. Getting more zealots, getting Charon boosters. Tank count is not what it should be right now. There's 2. Wait, 3, 4, 5, 6, there's 7. There's 7 tanks. With the tanks that died during that previous attack, there'd be like 15 or 20 now. Sharp's gotta feel pretty unhappy about that. 4th base on the way from Snow at this left side. Little high ground expansion with a ramp to defend. Not too shabby. That way, and, you know, just 2 sets of dragoons cruising around, clearing out spider mines, trying to find individual vultures to back into a corner and murder. Yeah. This is great. Sharp on 2 bases, man. Is there comeback potential for this from Sharp? I don't know, but that's the thing. This is an RJB replay, so I think there's always comeback potential in a replay that RJB personally sent me. It's not one that he personally sent me on its own. It's part of a larger pack that he deemed good enough to cast. So that's like a second tier, right? The first tier is when RJB sends me one and says, this is amazing. Which, in the case of Killer versus... Oh, who was the Protoss? Hangi? Why am I spacing on his name? Good stasis, though. Arbiter gets a great stasis, and Snow's just feeling so confident. He's up 50 supply. He's not even trying to deny this 3rd base at all of the Terran. He's just going to try to kill him now, which may be a bit of a mistake here. But by golly, whittling those tanks down, even if you're losing dragoons for it, always worth it. Always. It's Horengi versus Killer. If you missed that game, you shouldn't. Look at all the dead dragoons right here. Woof! So yeah, traded out a ton of dragoons, but a bunch of tanks died there too. Would have liked to stick around long enough to kill these tanks when they came out of stasis, but not able to do it. Still up about 30 supply, Snow, after that engagement. So that was even economical for him. Even so, he's gotten, again, the 4 bases here. Still no sign of the 3rd. This command center's like, I don't feel safe enough to go out there. And you're not wrong, command center. It's not safe enough to go out there. Probe thinking about expanding here, can't do it. There's a spider mine plus alerts the vultures to its presence, and the vultures wander in and murder it. Amazing. More vulture harassment here as a Terran. You got to be doing this stuff, and he's doing it. He's preventing Snow from taking a 5th base with vultures only at this point, which is awesome. What is this shuttle doing? Just dropping zealots in the main. It's cool. He finds a little... Nah, I thought about unloading there, but there were vultures at home. So no, yeah, the vultures need to buy Sharp some time. Slow down the Protoss just a little bit to where the 3rd base can land here for Sharp. And then the shuttle shows up and he's like, do I want to unload here? I mean, there are a lot of tanks. Oh boy, here comes the rest of... My gosh, so tanks. So tanks. +1 attack on the gateway units, +2/+1 on the mech. So bigger that way. Defensive matrix is up, baby. Yeah, that's great. Sharp manages to hold against that attack really well. Snow might have misjudged that situation there. He's coming back in. I don't think this is a good idea either. There are a bunch of tanks. You hear that sound? Ow. He's trying to zealot bomb the tanks with no more zealots. So that one did something. Obs manages to make it out with his life somehow, some way. Vulture's continuing to cruise around, getting chased away by Dragoons because the Dragoons are not fast enough to catch them, but they will chase them off of their property from time to time. Obs does finally go down, sticks around way too long here. Sharp, okay. All right, Sharp took the third base. That is massive right now. It's exactly what we want to be seeing here. More zealot bombing on them tanks. Can they get them? Yes. Yes, they can. Shuttle gonna die because it's not running. Shuttles that don't run die. Same thing for arbiters, science vessels, overlord, anything that flies. Just if they stop, they're really squishy and they will be killed. Vultures hope they aren't noticed. They're very noticed, and now they die to cannons. Ow. Is there a way to sneak back here? Stay out of range of cannons, or are those perfectly placed? Those might be perfectly placed cannons here, to where they can cover this entire back area, which would be nice. Protoss hate that stuff. We got ourselves a recall. No, it's a recall being researched, not a recall happening. And Vulture is brave enough to take down a Dragoon. Again, if you outnumber about 8-1, you can take down anything, I think. As long as you can hit it, you can kill it. More Goliaths coming on in. No sign of a carrier transition here from Snow. I don't really feel like he needs one. He's just double pumping arbiters right now. He actually pulled a lot of probes off of his main base, maybe holding these minerals for future needs in case things go really wrong for him. He's just preparing hard for it. Where'd the obs go? There's supposed to be an obs with these Dragoons. Ow, 2 Dragoons die there. Spider Mines. It's still 183 to 147 supply, though. Snow's up quite immensely. Vultures get into another attempted expansion here by Snow. And they're going to kill a pylon, maybe, but really not much else they can do here. By the way, of taking down the Nexus anyway, massive recall. Big old zealot recall right onto that high ground. Tank down, tank down. Oh, another tank down, but still about 4 tanks remaining. Dragoons, do they like what they see here? Not really, no. A lot of spider mines coming in here, too. Very well defended there by Sharp, considering what happened. No, we are letting the Vultures kill the Nexus. That is not okay. Finally, Protoss shows up and says, yo, come on. Come on. We're not allowing you guys to kill our base. Maybe tanks for sure. Maybe Goliaths even. Not you. This is really nice out of Sharp. He's doing a fantastic job scrapping, clawing, harassing on the other side, defending his third base with his life there too. Snow may be overextending a little bit sometimes, but Sharp's playing about as well as he can considering how disastrous the first 10 minutes of this game were for him. Woof. Well, Probe's making a big old Maynard transfer to a very injured Nexus on the left side here. Only about 230 HP on that thing. Squishy. Squishy Nexus for sure. And here comes Sharp. That tank count is not 30 by all means. But, you know, it is like 10. Which is pretty good stuff. Snow says, well, if you're attacking this, that means you're not defending your third. And he makes a beeline for it. And Sharp actually has to pull back some of his units to try to deal with this. Great positioning on the tanks. Great job keeping the Vultures out in front there, too. Nah, the Stasis, though. Stasis catches 4 of the 5 tanks. Oh, and the Goliaths and the Science Vessel. Okay, additional reinforcing tanks are coming in here, but this is some great play from Snow. What a sick decision there. He's like, well, you can have this Nexus, but I will kill your third. And it will be all of your mining, and I also already have these bases along the left side. But look at this! Sharp says, oh, or do you? Remember how injured your Nexus was? I think we can probably take it down with these +3 Vultures that don't do much damage to buildings at all. But hey, it's already super injured, and we can finish it off. Dude, that's massive. He gets it! He gets the Nexus! He sacrifices all of these Vultures for it. Throw down Spider Mines to the very end. Good. Okay, that was great. So, man... Sharp kills the 2 newest sources of income here for Snow. Snow still has these 2, the third and the fourth, and his next his second actually still has some resources there too. In the meantime, Sharp is just starving Marvin. He did float a command center over to the right side though. He takes the minerals only expansion for that 12 o'clock spawn. So that's nice, but down 189 to 138 supply, tank count continually just reduced and reduced, and we have 12. But it's not 30, it's not 20, it's not 30, right? Snow says, have you tried to rebuild here, sucker? No, no he has not, actually. So Snow, looking fine, looking strong. Snow taking, there we go, left side natural base location, which again is funny. Because there was never a spider mine placed in this location. It might have slowed down Snow a little bit, and it's a really critical situation for him. That's funny. More Vulture stuff. Look, Sharp, again, very good with the Vultures. Just really forcing Snow to focus on them instead of marching across the map and killing a pretty vulnerable Sharp. It's just they serve the function of that. Distraction, harassment. It's good. It's really, really well executed here by Sharp. He's back up to 150 total supply. He's got this third base rolling. He's got the +3 upgrades, the +1 armor. Not working on +2 armor, but at this stage, it's a little bit maybe too desperate of a situation to go for that. Are we missing a maybe an EMP. Might have tried to recall up there, and then the science vessel EMP'd it. And it was like, I gotta go home. Rough stuff. Look at this Vulture, man. Fleeing into a dead end. He's like, I can get some kills. I already got 2. Let's get 3. I can do this. Attacking up the right side, though. Here comes Snow. He hears the siege mode. He backs off. Killing the science facility, though, would be very nice. And I think he's going to get... No. I don't know. Oh, he's going to get it. He's going to get it. This is maybe going to get it. 100. That's it. Bam. Science facility gone. I always wondered why Terrans float out their science facilities as scouting buildings. I understand they have a lot of HP, but like, don't you like building science vessels? It's kind of a nice thing to be able to do. Look at these Vultures, just chilling like villains. Oh, look at that! And then when probe transfers happen, they just attack them and kill them. That's very cool. Well, he doesn't suicide them into the cannons either. Man, this is great. Oh, look. More Vulture stuff. Dude, Sharp. Honestly, Sharp. Honestly, Sharp. This is crazy impressive from you, but I just don't think it's enough. 197 to 162 supply here. Snow has been harassed into oblivion by you. Spider mines are killing Dragoons at 22 minutes, which isn't something that should really ever happen. But it does, because you're so active with these Vultures and stuff. And another base. Dude, Sharp's getting another base right side. Can he do this? It would be one of the more impressive comebacks we've ever seen on the channel. Stasis is the science vessel, but eats an EMP for it. Double recall. Oh, one of the arbiters dies. This arbiter gets the recall off. Okay. So we got a recall in here. Snow's extra army gets into the main base. He's got enough on the ground outside to handle what's going on. A good response here from Sharp, though. He had army ready to rock for this. And he's actually going to be able to handle this, it seems like. Snow just going for supply depots now. Is that going to work out for him? Why are these Dragoons not attacking? What the heck? Guys? The Zealots dudes? What is this? What is this glitch? Oh, they're back. They decided to attack stuff now. What the heck was that? And then Snow, like I said, on the ground, can handle what's going on out here. There are not 30 tanks at all. There are, in fact, unstasis tanks, 5. This is bad supply for Sharp, plummeting. He's still got Dragoons in his Bane. They're not attacking anything. Not because they're glitched out, but because they're not in range of anything to attack, I guess. Yep. Okay, so we're just going to park ourselves on these stasis units. Move them around a little bit. You know, just shuffle the stasis units around, which is, it's always a fun thing when that happens, for sure. All right, you need to save the tanks. Comes in. The tanks are defending themselves. The Archon's doing pretty well here against... well, not against the tanks, anyway. Oh, boy. 110 supply here for Sharp. The macro continuing apace here for Snow. These 3 tanks come out of siege mode, die in about 2 or 3 seconds apiece. And it's just little bits of Terran representation here and Terran resistance, and it's just not enough. 173 to 104 supply. These Dragoons are still here. Still not attacking anything, though. Not doing the bouncy animation either, right? It's like they're stuck. Like their attack animation is stuck, right? It's stuck open. It's not them at rest, because when they're at rest, they bounce. And their eye's not open, right? What is this? Someone needs to explain this to me in the comments. I'll pin your comment if you do. Yeah, and this new source of income for Sharp that all of his hopes and dreams rest upon. Not doing super hot. Sharp's under 100 supply now. Look at everyone chasing that one SCV and they don't even kill it. Oh, that's funny. That's really funny stuff. And is this the coup de grace? Is this what everyone is here for? Yep. GG Sharp! Taps out. Final recall. Just puts him over the edge. He doesn't have anything in the main base or the natural. Well, maybe there's some tanks down here to defend the complete obliteration of his main. His fourth base is toast. Sharp's happily mining everywhere on the map, it feels like. Except for this one. Never really got this one going, did he? No. So, well done. 187 supply here for Snow. It really just set the stage with that beautiful assault on the third base. Completely wiped it out. Completely wiped out so many of the tanks in Sharp's army. Reduced him to almost nothing. There was one tank remaining, I think, after all of that bloodshed. And the third base died, and Snow was expanding behind it and just took advantage over and over again. The recalls were good. Probably not entirely necessary to win, but, you know, it helps. It definitely helps to do some recalls and just make the Terran hate their lives and have to bring their army back into the main to deal with it. Recalls are annoying no matter who's dealing with them. Sharp did a good job. Again, Sharp, great job with the Vultures especially. Just couldn't really ever get the tank count up enough to where he had so many tanks that the Protoss couldn't stasis enough of them to where the Protoss wasn't afraid of them anymore. That's it, right? These tanks come in. There's maybe 15 of them. Bam. Stasis happens. Stasis happens. Now there's 8 of them. And it's like, okay, well, that's not as scary. But if it's 30 siege tanks and you stasis 8 of them, it's like, okay, there are still so many tanks here. And then you're a sad pandem. So GG. Snow gets that win. Protoss fans everywhere are happy. 185,000 points there for Snow. 163 for Sharp. He outproduced the Protoss player about 500 to 300. Interesting, but it got out killed. That's not good. That's actually really bad. And resources here tell us the whole story, right? 57,000 resources spent to 44,000 for Terran. I mean, that's a full 13,000 more resources spent in only 25 minutes. Well executed there by Snow. About as good a PVT as you're going to see. I think. Yeah. I mean, as you're going to see. Against someone who's as good as Sharp is, anyway. Okay, good. That is going to be it from me today. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw, what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.